Good morning everyone. I thought it was time to do another episode, an update on all the behind the scenes. And this is a book which is very late and due back at the library, so I thought I'd better share what this book's about. Extraordinary Sketchbooks, Jane Stobart. I'm really enjoying it because it's got a lot of different artists. So David Meldrum, and I love just the ideas that he's getting down on his pages, and it's messy. It's meant to be messy. It's a sketchbook. It's for ideas. It's to nut things out. But I wanted to talk a little bit about this one because he's ripped out something from a magazine, and then what he's done is recreated a page around it with the motif of the man, the text, the star, and the crosshatchy sort of line work also ends up giving it a graffiti-esque kind of look. So I'm enjoying his work. What I like with some of these books is to go and hunt up the artist and have a look at the rest of their work if I particularly like what they're doing. Felicity House, it's more a watercolour. It's almost a finished product for a sketchbook. This one inspired me, so William Kentridge. It inspired me because it reminds me that I actually really love ink on paper, or printing on pages of a book. And so he's just using a normal book as his sketchbook. Just open a page, put it over the type. It doesn't matter, does it? This is during his travels and his explorations. This is a ledger. This is a beautiful old ledger book that he's drawing in. But look, it's just beautiful work, and this is the highest quality. The sketches in his books are amazing. I've talked before about portraiture, not necessarily my thing, but it's just inspires me. And I would only wish I could get to that stage as a finished work. He's just doing this in his sketchbook. I love this one. Richard Bell, pop down the beach and do lots of little sketches, or into the forest and nature. I just love this because it's like his diary. He's writing the date and what he's seeing, and then writing little tips about the little things. Yellow crusty lichen. Oh, I just love it. Okay, so Karen Booty. Now, this is really taking a sketchbook to another extreme. I mean, making a concertina out of paper, using that as your sketchbook. So you're still playing, So Karen Booty's using stitch, using folded paper, using collage elements, stamps, to create her own sketchbook. It's just, all I can say is it's just a different form of a sketch. As an architect, this would be a way for her to take herself out of the some of the strict form of architecture and be able to come in and play. Beautiful. Love these. I think this is something that resonates quite highly with me in terms of a sketchbook. On the fly sketches, wherever you are, you can easily just take a little bag with sketches. And on the weekend last weekend I went up to Ballarat to visit my friend, and we went to it's a art co-op where people can drop in and make art, as well as there's art for sale on the walls, and there's a little exhibition out the back in cubicles. I've talked about it before, and I'm a bit burnt out, so I didn't want to take up a whole heap of stuff. I just wanted to go up there. I wanted to be inspired, look at art, and go to the art gallery because there was a printmaking exhibition on. But I just took one sketchbook, and I took this one little pencil case with, just a little bit of everything. Sharpener, glue stick, rubber, some different pencils and pens. even, you know, Posca, one knife, pair of scissors. That's about it. That's just a very small one, and I still managed to make some art in the middle of all that. Just a quick flick through. So they can be from rough, loose, sketchy things to much finer details in your sketchbook. Everyone obviously is going to have a different version of their sketchbook because every artist is different. So Julia Rodriguez likes to get down some colours, some shapes, some movement. This is a very organic sketchbook where I go, oh, it's just like just playing, you know, and she's looking at form and shape and texture and even writing little comments this way up, like opposite, flip it. So yeah, this inspires me too. They're all inspiring, of course. I remember making a sketchbook a bit similar to this where it was just all graffiti. I'd find one picture for the day and then I'd work around it. I might get that and show that just after this book. Jackie Newell, very architectural, very shaded. So this is a book. Is it a sketchbook or is it an art book? Here's a question for you. I do love the almost sepia style of drawings through here. So, Extraordinary Sketchbooks, Jane Stobart. I'll just get my other sketchbook. So I found, I'm not sure I found the exact one I was looking for. I found two different types of sketchbooks. Now, I think, I'm not sure chronologically. This was done, I don't know, early 2000s maybe. It's just, I've just used just one of those children's cheap scrapbooks and have graffitied basically different things, sort of almost like wish list type of things, funny comic, writing lots and lots of notes. Oh, actually no, this is the one I was thinking about. Little bits of notes for hints if I wanted to go back to pottery and clay work. And just like this really was a time in my life where I actually had a bit of angst. You know, you can tell hair is frustrating. People are wankers, you know, like I was, even though I was in my 40s, I went through my teenage period, I think. Again, secondly, second time to go through your teenage, whatever. Anyway, I find that a sketchbook can also be a way of getting your crap out, you know, getting stuff out, getting it out, exploring, like for me, in collage, just the world, looking at the world. So, oh, it's okay, 2007. Questioning life, questioning what it's all about. Imagery, fun imagery, comments about a picture in a magazine where she's pulling a face, and I thought that was stupid at the time. I mean, you know, it was honestly lots of play that was going on here. Little few bits of journal entry type of things. We drove around and saw a seal playing with a fish, a penguin, a wallaby, lots of surf. I felt the wind, lots of wind. That was a holiday at Phillip Island. Sometimes the imagery will be whatever magazine I've picked up that's sitting on a doorstep of a shop cafe. So this is a music magazine, so of course that's a lot more grungy. But this is my, I think it's one of my very first getting out my words. Sorry about the swear word. Looking back, looking forward. So January 2007, went to Pambula Beach. We always went there for a family holiday, and here's bits of stuff that I picked up on the beach. Movies, I watched a lot of movies and I would write little tiny reviews. Research on women artists. Here's some more tea. I'm going to photocopy that for my current work. The Guerrilla Girls did a lot of questioning about women getting roles in the galleries and why more men were getting roles. So that's a bit of a wander down my path. Another sketchbook I've got here was when I went in 2008 as newly single. I went off to America, so I kept lots of pieces, you know. So this book's got lots of little sketches. I just was over being a mother, over being a wife. I just wanted to go and explore art. I wanted the freedom of the artistic expression. I think I was having an early midlife crisis. Either way. Anyway, I did a lot of bits of art. I hung out with a couple of friends, sketching, exploring a lot of what America was like in around the Memphis area. So I've got lots of, you know, we went and saw Wall-E the movie, so it was that time. We went and saw The Dark Knight, you know, like Space Chimps, my goodness, did we really see that? Hellboy 2, I mean, honestly, we went to see a lot of movies. Finding stickers, drawing, Central Park. So I went from Memphis to New York, then back at the end again to Memphis for a last little bit. I stayed, all right, here, I don't even know if this is still there. I stayed at Hostel 484 Lafayette Avenue, Brooklyn. And I stayed in a 7-girl dorm. It was $25 a night. There was no hot water, but there was barbecues and beer. All right, so there were a couple of things that happened in that dorm. The 2 Taiwanese girls in the dorm were really funny. They went out really late at night, got really drunk, and they just were funny. And I met a fashion designer who was looking for work, and she took me to Parsons to have a look, which was shut. And that's where she went as for the school. It was shut, but she said to the security guard, "My friend's here from Australia, and is there any chance we can just sneak in and have a look?" And he let us in. And then I met also a lady who was a teacher who took me around to have a look at, she was looking for somewhere to live. So she'd got a job, she'd come from elsewhere, and she was around the Park Slope area, and she was looking for somewhere to live. So she took me around one day into all the houses that she was, and meeting all the people, which meant she wasn't doing it alone, so she wasn't putting herself at risk, but I got to have a squiz in all different people's houses, which was amazing in New York. And there was a Turkish girl who always talks on Skype really loud in Turkish. So that was quite an amazing hostel to stay at, a bit of experience. It was very cute. To MoMA, some wall stencils in a sushi shop which had little crafty designs that I went to the Guggenheim, saw Louise Bourgeois. So a book like this as a sketchbook is a really great way to be able to look back. And I even look back and go, oh, I was so young there. Oh, I was so young. Oh dear, I wasn't that young, but I felt like when I look back now, I go, oh, I was so young. Eco-friendly bags, sketches, New York City Police. M&M World. Oh, I don't know why that was fascinating, but I went in. Best New York pizzas. This is a really favourite memory. All I have to do is look at this and know what I was doing and where I was. So just a little snippet of a photo can do it for you. Art in the streets. I did get to see the naked cowboy at Times Square. There you are. I have seen him. There was a giant Elmo in Times Square at the time. Beautiful children's graffiti on a particular building. Lovely. Did some rubbings of numbers. New York, don't honk. $150 penalty. I just really found this really opened me up. I can still feel the embossing of using, you can use a crayon or a pastel pencil to put over something. So that was on a street. My friend Joe took me on the Memphis Queen. And it was super hot. It was just so hot. Even an ice cream didn't help. It was super hot. He wanted me to try catfish, so we went to a typical classic Memphis sort of cafe type of place, and they'd use the Corona beers as salt shakers and soy sauce servers. John Lennon Imagine Memorial. Bit more rubbings. There's that sunflower. This was interesting because in the back of Tarn, I think it was pronounced, we stayed at Tarn's house, and there was a park. We walked around, and my friend Joe jumped at every bug and insect. He was scared of them all. It was a dead cicada. That's the only bug he liked. Dead ones. This is this is where I started to explore a little bit more nature photography. Trees, rusty chains. It was beautiful. It was a lovely walk around there. We went to the Outback Steakhouse. That was a bit funny because the bloomin' onion, I know I've talked about this in the past, it's an onion that's cut so as when you cook it, it opens up and blooms. Now this was in the Outback Steakhouse, which was attributed to Australia. So it was an Australian restaurant. But you know what? I have never seen a bloomin' onion anywhere but in Tennessee. Or around that Soto. I've got, that's a rubbing off here. So these rubbings, this was Joe's old number plate that he gave me. I love that. Just some of the bags. I liked having all the pieces that are sticking up in my sketchbook. I think the bags are from different places. I bought stuff for the kids to post back or bring home. I bought a dress at Anthropology. I love that dress. Guggenheim. And that's kind of it really. Nothing in the little pocket. But you can't, I think if I go back I might put a new date and fill up these pages. But I didn't keep going anymore because once the trip's finished, what do? You've finished. That's it. But that's a bit of a memory lane. I hope you enjoyed that little memory lane travel through my old sketchbooks.